she would like she tried to do the whole Catholic thing when Catholicism began in our village in Nigeria. Unfortunately, in the Catholic system, they would do their sermon in, I think it was in another language. So they would like sing in a different language or preach in a different language. I think it was Latin. And these villagers, they don't even know what is going on, but it was just like one more religious thing to do. So on Sunday, my mom would take us to church. We just sit there, experience the whole thing. We don't know what's going on. On Saturday, all the villagers will bring out their idols, like the stone god and all those things, and will kill chicken and then pour the blood on the stones, worship the idol. My dad was also an idolater. He was one of the richest men in the village, he was one of the richest men in our village. And so every so and so, he would take us to his father's village where they would call upon the spirit. They say it's the spirit of their fathers. And those spirits will come out and then they'll worship them and talk to them. So we were surrounded by darkness. I used to be so afraid as a child, especially as a female child, because the rule for us were different. The men, they could interact with these idols and these spirits and participate in all these things. But the women, we were told, hey, when these spirits are coming out, stay indoor, stay behind closed door, because if you see them from head to toe, you will never give birth to a child. So they had all these rules that I would be so afraid. Anyway, I grew up in this environment. After some years, my mom, she's like, you know what, you can have a better life. Why don't you go to the city and move in with your sister? My sister was living in the city. She eventually married a wealthy man. So they moved me from the village to the city. In my village, so much was also happening. As a female, I personally was molested, sexually molested several times. I remember as a little child, I would have these sexual thoughts. I didn't know what sex was, but it was just so demonic. So there were just demonic things happening. An older boy would call me to come and run an errand, and he would touch me sexually. And I didn't understand why all these things were happening to me. In fact, I was told that at the age of about 4 years old or something, I just went blind. They didn't know what was going on. So my mom took me to my dad, who is an idolater. And then my dad took me to that same village. My older sister, she's like, hey, I don't know. I didn't know where they took you, but you spent some days there and you came back and your eyes were restored. Now, what I know about my village is that when things like that happen, they usually take you to their idol and then they make promises to those idols. If you restore my daughter's eye, I will do this. I will dedicate her to you. This and that. So they make those promises. That's what I understand. While I was in my village, and I remember this one clearly, my older sister, usually on Saturday, my older sister and the villagers will go swimming. And this particular Saturday, I wanted to go with them. She's like, no, Joy, you can't come. I'm like, I don't want to be the only child left behind. I want to go and have fun too. And they will be going and I'll follow behind. And she'll look at me. She's like, go back home. I'm like, no, I won't. And the group will go forward. She'll look behind. She said, you still following? I'm like, yeah, go home. No, I won't. And I did that until we got to the river where everybody was going to swim. She just left me alone. She's like, oh, well, she came. We all started swimming. I dived into the water. Bystanders said I disappeared for a couple of minutes. They didn't know what happened. But eventually, when I came back up, they noticed that my ears were pierced. I only have original pierced ears. But they said now these and these appear, like extra piercing appear. Everybody ran away from the water. In Nigeria, they call it mami water. That means like water spirit or something like mermaid, all these kind of things. So they said, oh no, there's mami water in this water. It almost took Joy. Everybody get out, get out. So everybody ran out of the water, and they all surrounded me, and we're going back to my village, and everybody, what happened? Her ears. She went into the water, her ears. Everybody was just so excited and scared and everything. Then an elder person saw them and said, you know what? Take her home. Don't put any earring in those pierced ears, and never allow her to go near a body of water like oceans and river. Keep her away, because the spirit in there, they want to take her. They want to use her. So keep her away from bodies of water. So since that day, I always had nightmares. In my dream, I would see myself falling into the water, being taken, things inside the water trying to mess with me or talk to me. I would be going toward my dad's village. I would fall into the water. All this constant nightmare about water. Anyway, eventually, my mom said, go to the city. You will have a better life there. In the village, there's just so much happening to me that we don't understand. I went to the city to live with my older sister. Her husband is wealthy. And as I was living with them, the husband travels a lot. He travels a lot, different countries. One time he came home with Madonna DVD, music video. He came home with Michael Bolton, Madonna, and other people. Now, in that household, he has house girls, house boys, chef. These are like maids. They live there with us. And again, I was being sexually molested and abused by one of the houseboy. In Nigeria, as a female, you can't say anything. If you do, you are the guilty one. So it's better that you just keep quiet if you don't want to be guilty, if you don't want to be beaten up, if you don't want to be like the shame and the disgrace of the society. So when this sexual abuse took place, I kept quiet. I want my sanity. As long as I don't say anything, I will have peace. So from the village, sexual abuse. Now I'm in the city, the sexual abuse picked up. It was almost like a spirit was following me. I remember because I didn't speak English, so my sister hired one of my teachers in school as my tutor. And we would go to a different living room, and as we're sitting there, the guy is teaching me, and when he noticed everywhere was quiet and people were not around, he would start to touch me. Again, I couldn't say anything. So my sister's husband came back from maybe America, UK, wherever he came from, with Madonna music video. And he had guests over. He played the music video. And when the guests left, as I was cleaning up, I looked on the screen. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I started watching the music video, and I saw Madonna performing. But what I noticed that she was so loved. They were giving her flowers. Everywhere she went, everybody wanted to take pictures with her. People just adored her. I was like, oh my goodness. This is a female that was respected. In Nigeria, at least at the time that I was growing up, females were not that respected apart from their husband. Your respect came because your husband is a wealthy man, your husband is a politician, your husband is someone important in the culture. Then as a female, they can now say, this is so person's wife. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So I saw a female now on the screen. There was no mention of Madonna was so somebody's wife. It was just about her. And she was loved. And I was looking at her and I was like, I want to be loved like that. I want to be adored like that. I want to be respected. They will show her going from city to city. Oh, she's in Mexico. She's in Brazil. She's in America. She's here. She's there. And they would throw flower at her and people would just faint. And fans loved her. And I was glued to that music video like, I want to be like that. It was almost like I got a message from that video, like, yeah, Joy, this could be you. This could be you. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be like Madonna. I'm going to be whatever she is. I didn't even know what it was then, but whatever that is, I want to be that. That day, a dream was birthed in my heart. If you think that television programs and all these things that we watch, if you think they don't communicate to us, they do. Because a dream was birthed, and I will be chasing that dream until Jesus came in. I have it deep in my heart. I'm going to be this one day. Fast forward a couple of years later, We are now in America. I think I was about 13 years old when we moved to America. All these things happened between, the 1-year-old to about 11 years old. And then about 2 years later, we're in America. And as we came to America, I thought of it. I said, you know what? I can actually actualize this dream in America. In Nigeria, I didn't know how that was going to be possible, but now that we're here, this is where all the stars came from. All the music video I was watching in Nigeria, this is where they came from. So this thing is going to be possible in America. All right. I started chasing that dream. Anywhere there was talent show, I want to participate. Then we went through like middle school. I remember middle school, one of the talent show, I did like Michael Jackson moonwalk and everybody was laughing and then they loved me and everything. So I was into talent show. I was into poem. I want to learn, or anything that has to do with entertainment. I'm there. Drama class, I'm there. Choir, music class, I'm there. After middle school, I started high school. Before I went to high school, I told my sister, because I'm living with my older sister, I was like, can you take me to the high school of the performing art? And then she tried to enroll me there. And she's like, nah, the distance from the house, taking you there every morning, it will be too tasking, go to the one down the street, So I said, okay, fine. So I started going to a normal high school, but I really wanted to go to the high school of the performing art. After years in my normal high school, of course, I was in the drama class, I was in choir class, anything entertainment, I was there. And I remember in high school, in my yearbook, I wrote, they're like, in the yearbook, you have a spot where they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I feel, I'm going to be one of a big star like Lil Kim. At that point, Lil Kim was up there and all these rappers that were up there. So I'm going to be one of them. And I wrote all these long things. I wish I have my yearbook right now. I would have shown you, you would laugh. So that is it. I am focused. Every once in a while, I get this thought in my heart. Joy, what if it doesn't happen? And my heart will skip. I'll get so scared. What if you don't become that star that you dream of? I'm like, no, it's impossible. It has to happen. It has to happen. I continued to chase after the dream in high school. And then when high school came to an end, around the age of 17/18, my older sister had issue with her husband. So she's like, you know what? I got to leave America. My husband want me out of America so they can reconcile. So she sold everything like abruptly. Joy, I gotta go. Let's go. And I looked at her. I was about 17 years old also. I'm not sure. And I'm like, I'm not going. She's like, what do you mean? I've bought flight ticket for all of us. We're all going back to Nigeria. I'm like, no. And before I made that decision, a voice told me, don't go. Don't go with her. So I said, I'm not going. She's like, where are you going to stay? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not going. And I was so adamant about it. Anyway, she packed her children, packed everything. She introduced me to a couple of her friends to look after me. I didn't even know where I was going to stay. She didn't make provision from where I'm going to stay. I just told her, I'll handle it, but I'm not going. Boom, she packed herself, she left. I started hustling. I called my best friend. Can I stay with you? She said, oh no, my dad is not going to allow it. I called this one, can I stay with you? No, we don't have space. So I learned to start messing with men. As in, whatever I want, I can get it using my body, using my looks and all that. I can flirt. Can you get me an apartment? So a boyfriend, somebody, they'll be, getting me places to stay. So I started hustling. There's the hustling lifestyle. And as I was doing that, eventually I got into a strip club because I wasn't making headway. I was just struggling a lot. Then one of my friends from high school called me one day, hey, Joy, there's this thing, all you have to do is dance and men will give you money and all that. It's not bad. I'm like, what is it? What do you mean dance? She's like, well, you'll be dancing like in your underwear and bra and whatever, but you can make like $500 a night, $1,000 a night. Just depend if the men love you. The more they love you, the more money you make. Okay. as somebody with Nigerian background, when she told me I'll be in my underwear and stuff dancing, I was like, Nigerians were very conservative. Yeah, we know how to pretend. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. What if somebody from our community come into this strip club? She's like, no, Nigerians are not India. They don't go to strip club. Just come, just come. I've done it. I've made crazy money. Or do you want to be struggling the way you are struggling right now? Eventually, I joined her and started stripping. And as I continued to strip, I also had my dream in mind. I met all these weird men that would say they're in love with you. Eventually, they want to kill you. So I had all this weird relationship. There was one particular relationship I had that I was so in love with him. And then eventually I found out that he was sleeping with other girls, even in my apartment, and I wanted to die. I was so heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. And I remember I was laying down one day so sad, crying for like 3 days, windows closed, doors closed. I didn't go anywhere. And one evening, I just felt a presence came upon me. I can feel, it felt like an angel. The presence came and he held me. And he like speaking peace. And there was a calmness upon me. And everything just calmed down. Like I wanted to just kill myself. I was like, I couldn't believe this guy did me this wrong. That was like my first being in love. So the presence calmed me down, just kind of encouraged me, just brought peace into my life. And when I woke up the next day, I was like, what was that? I didn't know what it was. Life continued. I started doing talent shows. PDD is coming. I'm one of those girls that will go line up for hours trying to audition so I can get into his music video. Jay-Z, all these other artists, I was doing talent show to be a music video girl, So different ways I was trying to actualize this dream. I remember listening to Lil Kim. And Lil Kim, in her lyrics, she would say things like, this is what I had to do to make it. Video. And they were sexually graphic. All these other artists, I was doing talent show to be a music video girl, So different ways I was trying to actualize this dream. I remember listening to Lil Kim. And Lil Kim, in her lyrics, she would say things like, this is what I had to do to make it. And they were sexually graphic, sexually raw stuff that she did to men. She said it in her music video. And I would listen and it would minister to me. Joy, if you want to make it, these are the things Lil Kim says she did. So get ready to do that. And because I wanted this dream to come to pass so bad, I was like, oh, well, I was already living an immoral lifestyle. I mean, strip club, man, boyfriend upon boyfriend. After that first boyfriend broke my heart, I was like, man, it's on. Is this how it is? So people don't love for real. People don't care for real. All right, next man, come on. I'm going to show you that I can be cold too. So I program myself to be cold. I don't care how much you profess to love me, how much, whatever you do, I've locked the part of my heart that allowed true love in. So you were dealing with a shell because I know how hurt I was with that last boyfriend when I was truly in love. So henceforth, anybody that is coming, nah. You're getting something cold. And I was cold and I was brutal. The men, they came and left. And I would have like 3 boyfriends at a time. I'll be dating one for, this one is going to pay my rent. This one, he's cute, so I like him for real. This one, so I had all those craziness going on in my life. Then, after high school, all that lifestyle, eventually, I ran into an American producer. His name is Tony Moe. He's a record company. It's called Idol Maker. And he's like, you know what? I want to form girls group, an African girls group, because he saw different African girls. And he's like, you know what? There's been a lot of girls group, but has there been African girls group before? This is going to be something unique and new. So he got me and 2 other African girls together and he said, you know what, I'm going to call your African Most Wanted. and I will start a group with you, and I think you guys are going to be a sensation. So he started working with us. Eventually, one of the girl got in trouble with the law. She ran back to Africa. So it was me and the other girl. The other girl was not that serious. Whenever he calls for studio time, she wouldn't show up. So I was the one that was serious and kept coming consistently. So he said, you know what? I'm going to make you a single artist. I'm going to put you out there. Your name is Joy. I'm going to call you Joy the Jungle Bunny. The Jungle Bunny. Joy the Jungle Bunny. So he started presenting me to the American audience as an African artist. And he started teaching me how to rap, how to do hip hop, how to, do all this stuff. And we were recording. Eventually, a local company called Arch Record reached out to him and said, you know what? We can take care of her. We can sponsor her music career and take her to the next level. So Ash Record got involved. I signed the contract with Ash Record. They started paying for my studio time, grooming me, bleaching my skin, because they're like, dark skin girls are not really accepted in the entertainment industry. So we got to lighten you up. So every week or every other week, I'll be going to this place and they'll put like bleaching cream to lighten me up and all that. And they were paying for stuff, spending money on me. Eventually, a company from New York reached down to Ash Record in Houston, Texas. And they're like, hey, we like this girl. We think she has potential. We want to sign her off this contract that you have her on. So cut your contract so she can come to us. They offered him $100,000. He rejected. He gave them a counter offer for $1 million. And they said, no, she's new. We know she has potential, but we're not willing to invest $1 million right from the start. So one day, Ash Record, he called me into his office and he said, hey, Joy, this was going on. He gave me the letter, but he blacked out the name of the company in New York. I think he figured that I would reach out to them directly. So he blacked out their name and he's like, this is what they want, but I told them to give me $1 million. And I'm still negotiating with them and I hope they bend. And I waited and the company didn't bend. So the company moved on and I got very angry at Ash Record. I'm like, this big company had people like Janet Jackson and all this big name. And this is my dream forever. And now you blocked it because you're greedy. You wanted $1 million. And I was so angry at him. And I'm like, henceforth, I'm not working with you. If you call me to go do a show, all these local shows in Houston, I was doing a lot of opening act. If a bigger musician was coming to Houston, I would be one of the opening act. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing none of this anymore. You can keep your contract. On the contract, it said I could not perform. In fact, I could no longer use my name, JJ Bunny. It has all these stipulations. So I said, whatever, I don't care. So I stopped working with Arch Record. And Tony Moore, my producer who introduced me to Arch Record, I told him, he said he doesn't even like Arch Record in the first place. He's like, no problem. I'm going to call my friend in California and I'll introduce you. He worked with Dr. Dre. Let's see what he can do. He worked with all these big artists. He worked with Beyonce. He worked, So he started contacting his friend in California. I'm just going to hide his name, because he's still actively working in California. So he called him. He's like, look, I have this African artist. She's good, this and that. So the friend heard my music. He said, bring her on board. In fact, we have an artist that is doing something similar to her. Bring her so she can do some backup singing for this artist and potentially get signed. I was so excited. They flew me to California and the guy picked me up from the airport, and as we're driving to his house, he was flirting with me. And in my mind, I'm like, this guy is married. He's a married man. Why is he flirting with me this way? He took me home. I wasn't responding. I was kind of like, yeah, oh yeah, kind of pushing back. Took me home. The next day, we went to the studio. After that, we went to like a club or something like that where we saw like Dr. Dre, Eminem, and a couple of, these big stars. And they were there and girls everywhere. And I was just sitting in my little corner, like observing what's going on, observing. After that, in the evening, we went to Dr. Dre right-hand man house. So Dr. Dre is sitting right there. The right-hand man is sitting next to me. Girls all over the place. And I'm observing. And I saw different people. They would take like one of these beautiful girls and they go upstairs. Another one would take another girl and go upstairs. So people were going, of course, I'm not a fool. I knew like something's going on in the rooms upstairs. And I'm sitting like, wow. And these girls were so beautiful, like beautiful girls. Dr. Dre was just sitting in one corner, just minding his business. His right-hand man was flirting with me. Oh, yeah, the one from Texas. Oh, I would love to take you out, show you around LA, this and that. So he was very flirtatious with me. And in my mind, it's like, yeah, this is the guy that I need to be flirtatious with me right now. So the next day, he didn't call. And I think they took me to another house, part of the system. And the guy there, also a married man, he was flirting with me, trying to be intimate with me, everything. And I kept pushing it away. Eventually, I returned back to Texas. I remember I was in the studio. My producer, he got a call from California. And he's like, hello. He's like, man, your girl dumb, man. She dumb, man. And, using cuss word. And my producer's like, what happened? What did she do? Man, she didn't sell herself, man. She didn't sell herself. She was right there in front of Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was even checking her out. And she didn't sell herself. She was just dumb, man. She was dumb. So my producer finished having a conversation with him, got off the phone. And of course, I've overheard few things. And I'm like, what does he mean? You told me to come to California as an artist, and you were supposed to introduce me to everybody as an artist. What do you mean she didn't sell herself? You never introduced me to Dr. Dre. Yes, he was sitting right there, but you were supposed to take me and say, hey, this is JJ Bunny from Houston, da-da-da-da-da. And me to Dr. Dre. Yes, he was sitting right there, but you were supposed to take me and say, hey, this is JJ Bunny from Houston, da-da-da-da-da, and make things happen. What do you mean I didn't sell myself? So as me and my producer, Tony Moore, we're going back and forth, and it's more like everything came down to sexual stuff. Sell yourself. And of course, I was not going to do that. In my mind, I came as an artist. I want to be respected as an artist. I didn't come here to be having sex with everybody, So it didn't work out. That door closed. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll keep hustling. And that fear will shoot in my heart. Joy, what if you don't make it? And I will have like, I'll make it. It's impossible. I will make it. I know I will. So eventually, a Nigerian man called me from Maryland. He's like, hey, Joy, what are you doing? How is your music career going? I was like, nothing is happening. I got into a bad record deal, went to California. I'm just here. Nothing is happening. He's like, hey, there's this movie people that are here. It's called Nollywood. And they are filming in Maryland. Why don't you come? I told them about you, and I showed the director your picture, and they love you. They want you to come and join them. I'm like, Nollywood? As a Nigerian, I know about Nollywood. Nollywood is the Nigerian movie industry similar to Hollywood and Bollywood. So I knew of the industry, but I didn't have respect for the industry. I wanted to make it in America, not in Africa. Because of that Madonna music video, I felt like Africa don't have respect for women. But Africa have respect for women that have made it in America. So I want to make it in America. So he's like, okay, but you're not doing anything. So why don't you just come and keep yourself busy in Maryland? I was like, okay, fine. As long as they're paying for my flight ticket and hotel and everything. They paid for everything. They brought me, and I came. And the scene was surrounded by women and all these actors that were loved, that were well known. And people were like, can I take picture with you? Can I take picture with you? So I started changing my mind like, oh, these people are actually respected. I thought, it was nothing, but I see that they even have American fans, Jamaican fans, Nigerian fans, like, oh, they're actually doing something. And as I was on the movie set, I saw gross sexual misconduct. In fact, a married man had to call police to break down the hotel room of one of the lead actor because he was in there being sexually intimate with the wife. And there was just so much going on that set. And of course, I took note of that. This was similar to what I saw in Hollywood. You know, they are looking the same. Sensual atmosphere, sexual atmosphere. One of the lead actor flirting with me. He's a married man too. A lot of them were married. And he would be in my hotel room trying to kiss me, and I'll be like, no, go away, go away. But I like him because he was famous and he made me laugh. And a lot of people will come on set trying to get with these famous actors. After that scene in Maryland, I started meditating. I said, Joy, American industry is proving very hard for you. Doors are not opening. But this Nollywood, I can easily do it. I know how to write. I've been writing songs. I'm very creative. I can actually write a movie, produce it, and get into this Nollywood. Like, they are well respected. Look at the way those actors were being treated. So after Maryland, I started writing. I started scripting, started spending a lot of time alone. Okay, now that I have movies that I could film,